Cardi B made gay slang normcore, and now we all have to explain it to the straight people again. Hello, and welcome to Comedians Interviewing Musicians, presented by the amazing Music Firsthand. I'm just Becky Joe. Kim is obviously not here. She's unfortunately sick, so please send all the good vibes towards Miss Kimmy so she can feel better and be with us next week. We are joined today with the wonderful and talented Andrea Young, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you all clap at home. Thank you for joining us, Andrea.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. No, thank you for making time. She is a newbie to the show. We've been interviewing a lot of alumni lately, but it's lovely to have some new blood in the house, so thank you again. How have you been coping in isolation? What have you been doing to stay busy?
It was probably pretty dark there towards the beginning of quarantine, when everything was completely shut down, but tried to make the best of it. And I've really been playing a lot of music and watching a lot of TV and going on some walks. So that's going on like a daily walk was pretty much my favorite part about quarantine, for the good, first 4 months of it.
Yeah, just getting outside, doing something
Yep.
with your body.
Exactly.
That makes sense. What kind of TV were you binging?
Oh man, I rewatched The Office and Parks and Rec probably for like the fourth time, um, as my kind of like everyday shows that you keep on throughout the day when you don't have anything going on. And then at night I tried to watch some more actiony type stuff. Recently just finished The Umbrella Academy, which is cheesy but so good.
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of it. It's definitely cheese, but that British guy is in a really cheesy, very, very similar version of that called The Misfits. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Widely recommend it. It's really,
Okay.
really good. But he's in that, so I kind of want to give it another chance just because it's him. But the monkey, I can't get over the CGI monkey.
The second the monkey showed up on the show, my boyfriend and I looked at each other and we were like, what are we doing? And then you think, is this a kids show? But then it's totally not a kids show because there's lots of violence, like extreme violence and some adult stuff that I was like, this isn't a kids show, but the monkey is kind of weird. And but it's really well made, I will say, for being like mega cheesy and there being lots of cheesy stuff about it. It's pretty well made. Other than that, I've been watching some Seinfeld, getting into that. I've never watched Seinfeld growing up, so yeah. And let's see what else. Yeah, just some other like action stuff like Peaky Blinders, which is a really good um, gangster TV show on BBC. That's pretty cool.
I'm always down for the BBC at any time.
Mm-hmm.
The British do it better when it comes to acting. That's for damn
I
sure.
agree.
I know you've been playing like virtual shows. I know you had been at the Republic for a second. Are you still doing social shows?
Yeah, the Republic's actually a really, really great steakhouse, about an hour and some change down the road towards Houston. And I've been playing there for about 5 years now and took a really, really long break around COVID, or the start of it, I guess, in March. And then he started having me back just like a month ago. So they've been kind of easing back into the having people in their establishment, and he wanted to try and get live music back in there as soon as possible, just because it's important to the owner, Wade, to have live music, and the community, I think, really appreciated it too. So yeah, I'm actually there once a week on Wednesdays, and I love it. It's just a really cool, jazzy, kind of chill vibe.
I love that. Well, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can't make it out here in between here in Houston, you can. Chris has pinned in the comments Andrea's PayPal, so you can help support her in that way. As speaking of support, we'd like to say thank you to our patrons who do support us. We have Gerald Bailey of Gerald Bailey Cooks, Jake Farr Guitar Studios. If you need some guitar lessons, please hit them up. Ashley Weber Yoga if you need to get stretchy. There's Share Tea and Waffles if you need to get a new house during quarantine. ShareTcells.com will help you out. There's also the Wallens. They are good patrons and alumni of the show. If you haven't checked out their interviews, we've interviewed them several times. Check it out. Debbie Stanley for all of your house concert needs, virtual house concerts too. Debbie Stanley, and as well as New Standard Manufacturing. They make all of our merch. If you are having a good time tonight and you're enjoying yourself, consider buying a t-shirt from New Standard Manufacturing. We have them on sale at our website, and if you become a patron, there are certain tiers that allow you to get a t-shirt. So, and they're very, very, very soft. It's very true. And if you guys have questions tonight, our viewers watching, please comment below with them. We'd love to hear from you. And we can ask Andrea all of your weird questions. I mean, not all of them. I just asked Facebook to get weird. It was a terrible idea. But if you're having a good time, please tip Andrea. Would you guys like to hear some music? Yes, that's where they're all clapping. So let's please give it up for Andrea Young, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm gonna start it off with, this is gonna be my first single off of my record that I will be going into the studio this week to start recording. I'm gonna record about 5 songs and release them hopefully sometime next month. So this one's called Heart Turned Stone. Now don't you try to tell me to be the one to put you back together. Like a bird you keep flying south, but you can't seem to feel this cold, cold weather. All along, I think we both knew that something was wrong, that something was you. That this heart that something was you. You lied to yourself, but keep these memories on that shelf. The lights come to show that this heart has said to stone. Yeah, this heart is turned to stone.
Yes. Thank you so much. If you're just joining us, this is Andrea Young on Comedians Interviewing Musicians, presented by Music Firsthand. Thank you again for being here. And thanks people watching. We appreciate you being here. I am normally joined by my incredibly hilarious and super lovely co-host, Kim Stacy. She does, in my opinion, the best Instagram stalking. She finds the creepiest shit. Also, if anyone, I don't know how this edit will look. If I look like I have a scar across my eye, like some sort of weird Disney villain, I about knocked myself out today moving shit in my parents' garage, and I straight up lanced my eyelid. So don't judge me. We're over here getting Disney scars. One of Kim's questions on Instagram, you mention or quote Mean Girls a lot, the classic film, which I believe just turned 15.
Oh gosh, that makes me feel old.
Or 18. It turned, yeah. She's a whole ass child.
Adult now.
Full grown ass adult. Which character are you most like, and who would you want to spend the day at the mall with?
Which character do I feel like I am most like?
Yes.
Probably Gretchen.
Love it.
Or, I mean, maybe Janice. She's pretty cool. I definitely, in high school, feel like I was trying to be more Janice, like kind of the rebel. But I think I'm pretty gullible, so I'm a lot like Gretchen too.
I think like it's pretty good because it's a good. Are you a Gemini? Are we talking dramatic? I like that. I like the divide.
Yeah, I'm actually. Did you say Gemini?
Yeah.
No, I'm an Aries, but
fair.
But I'm yeah, I have a lot of different personalities, I feel like.
See, I feel like I also want to be a Janice, but I'm probably just a Damien.
Yeah, Damien's great. I was gonna say he'd be the one I want to go to the mall with, I think, because he seems like he would really cheer you on when you're trying on clothes. Like he would be honest if something didn't look good on you, and that's what I need sometimes.
That's how I feel about Karen. I like people that are too dumb to be mean. You know, like I feel like Karen would be like, yeah, that skirt does look good, and it makes your love handles look really pronounced. Like she would mean it in all sincerity, but not mean it in me, you know, being mean. Like, oh, thank you, Karen. I'm burning this skirt and this building down.
Yeah, she's too dumb. Yeah, too dumb to lie. Yeah,
can't do it. Just impossible. I wonder. If you're watching this, who would you be hang out? I would like to know. You were Jessica Rabbit last year for Halloween. One, excellent execution of the costume. You looked great.
Yeah.
Two, who are you going to be this year? Or is it a secret?
It's not really a secret, but I'm kind of in between a couple of characters. I love Jessica Rabbit. I've been wanting to do that character for so long, so I'm glad I finally bit the bullet and did it. I'm between wanting to be Lorraine from Seinfeld and Lilu from The Fifth Element. Cute. Not the super slutty costume. Her slightly less slutty, the one with the suspenders, not the really slutty band costume. But yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the
one of my pre-quarantine side hustles was an Alamo Draft House movie party host. I have definitely worn the very slutty Lilo costume. I, however, if this is a message to anyone who wants to be sexy Lilo for Halloween. Please do it. No one's telling you not to. I grew up in the Midwest where Halloween was
Yep.
cold all the time. So when I moved to Austin and I realized I could get away with wearing a sexy Halloween costume because it wasn't going to be 30 degrees,
Yep.
I was like, bring it on. I want
Yep.
duct tape. I want fishnets. I want Leg Avenue shitty pantyhose.
Yes, the cheapest ones you can find. Yep. At Cindy's or
I love
wherever.
it. But I think also when I first hosted Fifth Element, I think I just did Bruce Willis drag. I just wore
Oh,
like an orange.
I want my boyfriend to do
Yeah,
Bruce
like
Willis. I'm like, he's a blonde. I'm like, just be Bruce Willis. Like, your hair's a little bit more thick than his was in that movie, but like, let's do this. Let's do this group costume thing.
oh, that would be legit.
Yeah, I think
Or he could be sexy Lilo.
that's true. We could do a flip flop. His sister did that last year with her husband, and they flip flopped roles for Dorothy and the witch. I guess what not. It's not really a flip flop. They're both women, but her husband was Dorothy, and she did the Wicked Witch of the West or the East or whatever.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it was funny. That's funny.
Oh, Kim's got, okay. You've been lucky enough to see quite a few concerts at the House of Blues. Which was your favorite?
Ooh, I want to say my favorite. I have some good memories of some like good progressive rock bands that I saw in my younger adolescence. Sprig and Benjamin was a great one, but I think honestly, if I had to say my favorite in the last few years, it would have been City and Color. They were amazing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I relate, well, because I saw your post from the Anne Boleyn show, and I was like, oh my God, she was a baby emo kid too.
Yes, Anne Berlin was so good live too. Like that was a great show.
I always tell people if you were ever an emo kid, like I actually am a really bad person to be hosting this show for as many years as I've been doing it because I purposely do not go see my favorite musicians live because I have had my favorite music ruined to me by their own fucking selves, and
Yeah.
I get so mad that I'm going to get them on a drunk night or them on a pissed off night, and
Yeah.
I get so nervous. But if you have a chance to go see your old emo high school favorite bands, absolutely go do it.
Yeah, if they're even still playing. Or if you're a high school student right now and you like emo bands, go see them right now before you know,
Amen.
it's not too cool. Like you don't have to be cool, you don't have to be into whatever the cool kids are into, just like go see what you like.
No, I think I went to go see as an adult. I had an opportunity to see, well, I was like freshman in college, an opportunity to see Slipknot, Trivium, and Coheed in the same show.
Oh, Coheed. Oh, dang. Nice.
And I was like, I have never in my life would I ever buy a ticket to go see Slipknot. Well, I
Yeah.
really Trivium. I'm not a huge fan of Trivium, but Slipknot and Coheed and Cambria, I was like, hell yeah!
Yeah.
And it was one of the
Yeah.
best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I
Oh,
think I saw. I kind of had a little short middle stint, probably at the end of high school, like early, like freshman college kind of age, and I saw who was it? Oh my gosh, I just went blank on their name. It'll come to me in a minute.
I did,
But you would know them if you know like Slipknot, you would know who they are, and I just completely blanked on the Killswitch Engage. That's who it was.
oh hell
And
yeah! Oh, I've seen
they were
Killswitch
pretty
before.
good.
I saw
Yeah.
Killswitch Engage with Scary Kids Scaring Kids in
Nice.
Lawrence, Kansas. And Scary Kids for the children who think Skrillex is just EDM. No, bitch.
Yeah.
No. They were sitting in a pizza place in Lawrence that's like, this is a college town outside of Kansas City where KU is, whatever, irrelevant. It was the only hip place in Kansas. Liars. It's where the rich kids who thought they were into good music lived.
Oh.
But there was a pizza place across the street, and they were all in there like eating one night, and I was like violently, I think I was pretty sure I was violently stoned in this pizza place, and they showed up, and I was just like, They are in this building, and I about had a panic attack, but no one in there cared. And I was like, "You guys are all poser assholes. No one knows." Turns out I think they were not in there, which made me smile only high.
Oh
Andrew
no,
McIntyre
you
says
were
City
just
and Color
really
is
stoned.
excellent.
You
Yeah,
were like,
just
that's him.
it turned out to be like some blockbuster kid. Oh, god damn it, I do this every time. I always leave out one of our sponsors every single time, and it's sometimes Brian Wolf, and I don't know why I forget Brian Wolf. Andrea, if you don't know Brian Wolf, fun, fantastic individual. Two, incredible musician. Three, just a total sweetheart. He works with Kids in a New Groove. He's really a very special person. Please follow and support Brian's Patreon. He's a good Judy, as well as all of the people who support us. You're all peaches. I'm sorry. It's blame it on the wine. I have no response. Yes, Andy McIntyre, City and Color is excellent. Music Firsthand, Dr. Andy McIntyre is in the building. Thank you for joining us. Also a great episode for people who are new to the show. We saw that Kim had a question similar to this. We both had the same. We either match each other on accident, color-wise, hair-wise, earring-wise, or we have the same questions, and we did it twice tonight.
Nice.
Right as the pandemic hit, you started posting a cover a day video challenge on Instagram. What was your favorite cover you posted? And who would be your dream famous musician to cover one of your songs?
Oh wow, cool. That's a really good question. Yeah, the cover a day was so hard, but it was really fun. My favorite one that I did, it was probably between the cover I did of Destiny's Child, Say My Name.
Ooh.
The theme that day was like play a song from your childhood, and I just remember jamming Destiny's Child, like being really young, like with my sisters just jamming, and my friends all the time. And then so I really liked the version I came up with that for that song. And then I also really liked the Tom Petty Running Down a Dream, because I'd never covered that one before, and I decided to cover it, and I really loved it. My dream, can they be dead, or do they have to be alive?
No, there's no rules.
Okay, no rules. Okay. Man, that is the hardest question, I think. It might even, yeah, because okay, I'm gonna stop rambling.
Well, have
I
you
would get
wrote anything that was like in the style of someone you were thinking of that you'd be like, oh, well, I would love to duet
Okay.
this with somebody.
Yeah, because I definitely have a couple of songs on piano that I'm like, oh, this person would do this really, really well, or I'd love to hear. I think I'd love to hear either Adele or Lady Gaga sing a couple of songs that I've written on my piano, and obviously that's like, that is what it is. But if I had to pick someone to cover one of my just acoustic songs, I'd say Tom Petty, if I could pick someone who's not living, because I love him.
Oh, you had me at Gaga all day.
Yeah, man, she's so good.
It's actually really funny because I think if nobody knows this, she has a jazz album with Tony Bennett that is one of the best albums
Yep.
that has been released in the last 20 years. It is, talk about two of the best singers on the planet.
Yep. She's crazy good.
Some people really discredit pop.
Pop music. I was going to say the same thing.
It's very weird, but I think,
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't even say it's justified. I think in all genres of music, there are people that I'm like, why the fuck are you famous? But
yep.
You can't clock. I mean, if you're really going to pretend like people like bad pop musicians, like technically Elton John is.
Yep. Or Prince.
Prince.
Everyone's like, Prince. And I'm like, Prince is a pop artist. Like.
Yeah, pop, rock, R&B.
He's
pop is a
freaking
generous
rock
part.
and pop artist. Yeah, the Beatles. I mean, the Beatles were one of the biggest pop bands in the entire world, and probably still are.
Oh, undoubtedly. I think it's like that movie that came out where the kid, like, everyone woke up and didn't know who the Beatles were or whatever.
Yeah.
My dad and I got into just like, well, what if this really did? I mean, like, let's just think, how different the world would actually be if there were no Beatles.
Yep. I thought it was bizarre. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it. I hope that's okay. But I thought it was really interesting that they were like, oh, and then John Lennon's alive. because they never got famous. I'm like, ah, like, but the trade-off though, because like we wouldn't have gotten his music. Like, oh, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, obviously, if I wish he could be alive right now, that would totally suck. You know, to say like, oh, he died for a reason. But yeah, it would. The world would be definitely different.
Imagine. Nope, that was a bad joke. Okay, on that note, let's hear a couple of more songs from Andrea Young. If you're having a good time, please tip her on PayPal down there. And if you're having a double good time, join us on Patreon, like Jeff Plankenhorn did a couple of weeks ago, because he is a Chef's Kiss sweetie. If you don't know Jeff Plankenhorn, I don't know why I'm doing this like I'm ordering a mortadella sandwich. Please, everyone, love and subscribe on Jeff Plankenhorn, but also us. And please enjoy a couple of songs from Andrea Young.
Okay, so this next one is this one's gonna be going on a project that is TBD. It's gonna be a little bit more kind of what I would consider jazz focused. I wouldn't really call this jazz, but I like to say it's got more of a jazz vibe to it. It's a song I wrote a few years back. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward love song. that's just a love song. I think it's I haven't really titled it. It's kind of one of those that you sit on for a minute. I think I'm gonna title it Could This Be? Actually, fun fact, that's the first somewhat happy love song that I've ever written. Pretty much every other one involving love or relationships have been kind of on the less happy side, or more of the angsty side, I should say. So let's do another one. I'm gonna do another one that's going on the record, actually. This record coming up. So this one is called why am I blanking on that all names of my songs? I think it's because I'm kind of in that process where I'm trying to decide on the names. It'll come to me, but this one's about when someone treats you wrong and you're just telling them kindly, like, leave. So it's called Leave the Way You Came. There it is. You tried to play your games with me, but I don't break so easily. And now the demons you tried to hide are coming back for you. They're coming back for you. You better tell the truth. Wrapped up in lies, a silver tongue disguise, behind soulless eyes. Should they know better than to think you get the best of me? So I'll take your things and leave the way you came. So pointing fingers is your thing. Well, keep them far away from me. You want it all, but don't know what it all means. 'Cause you don't feel a thing. You're wrapped up in lies, a silver tongue disguise, behind soulless eyes. Should they know better than to think you get the best of me? So I'll take your things and leave the way you came. When all is said and done, no daylight through the trees. You might have think you've won, but everyone can see. Pretend to be someone if that is your dream, but things aren't all they seem.
All right. Hi, welcome back. Everybody, we are here with Andrea Young on Communities Interviewing Musicians. I just got some Cap City Comedy after 35 years of its monstrous reign of bringing comedy to Austin is shutting down due to COVID.
No
So
way.
it is a really hard hit for the comedy community in Austin and a huge reminder to support as many venues and artists as you can right now. I'm trying my best not to cry. There have been over 100 venues that have shut down in Austin during this pandemic, and so many artists that are struggling right now. So please support as much as you possibly can. That's what we do. That's the whole main purpose of what we do here on this show, is to bring different kinds of artists together and help promote each other and the city that we love to perform in. So please take the time to support your local musician or your local venue today, tomorrow, ever. Tip Andrea Young on PayPal. It's We all have to get through this shit together, and we might as well do it making each other laugh and showing each other a good time through music. So
Yes.
health,
Man,
support, and love, everybody. On a very happy note, Kim Stacy is fully obsessed with you. She is watching from home.
oh,
Uh, she says your power duet should be with Sarah Bareilles and that you should
oh.
play Jenna in The Waitress, which I could not agree with more.
Oh yeah, the waitress. Yeah, yeah.
Do
I
you act at all?
um I did a lot of acting growing up because it was a way to get to sing. So I've been
Yes.
Annie, and I've done a few theater Broadway productions, and I teach music as well. So I'm pretty familiar with lots of different Broadways. So I should totally check out The Waitress. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, the She Used to Be Mine song is the super famous number from it. You would
Okay,
cover
okay.
the shit out of that song.
Really? Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
so beautiful. There's like 2.5 octaves in there, but it is, woo, it's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
cool.
Um, I would like to ask what Kim has one more really, really great Instagram stocky question before we get into my
Let's do
lovely, creepy pumpkin spice quiz. Uh, Kim would like to know if you have any fun student teacher stories from being a music teacher.
it.
Gotta be some good ones.
Yeah, probably a lot. I don't know if it's anything like if I really dug, I could probably think of some pretty like goofy or embarrassing things, but I wouldn't want to do that to my kiddos. So I'll try to keep it light. Yeah, I have a lot of I teach a lot of adults. I have a lot of children, but I think my favorite demographic would be like young adult, teen, high school age into adults. And some of my adults that I've been teaching for 4 or more years are trying to start careers of their own, or even if it's just part time, kind of like to do it as a passion. But some of them are just getting really, really good. So I think it's just a proud moment to really see, to go and I'll host occasionally when things are normal. I would host a small little kind of recital for them, and getting to see them perform in front of people and doing well and getting their confidence boosted in music. I think that's really what keeps me doing it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, I love it.
Well, Brian Wolf says you'd be a great mentor for kids in a new groove. So
Oh.
you want to mentor some kids and some music.
I mean, I'm never opposed to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have several alumni that are King mentors, and
Cool.
all it looks to be super rewarding, and they do really, really great work for people in this community. And
Yeah.
Brian, scout her ass. Okay, so we are going to do this pumpkin spice quiz. Today
Do
is
it.
the first official day of fall.
I can't
Uh,
wait. I'm ready.
I know, sweater weather.
Yeah.
So I have some silly fall adjacent, some pumpkin spicy, some Halloweeny, weird questions. Which children's story is the first recorded mention of the word pumpkin?
Would it be Charlie Brown?
Oh no, this is like old.
Old, 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 old?
Not old, 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 but like it was made into a Disney film.
Okay. Made into a Disney film. Pumpkin. Children's, you said children's cartoon or just children's film?
It was a children's story that was written and then turned into an animated Disney film.
Hmm.
A couple of times actually.
Now I feel silly because I don't know, I'm blanking. What is it?
It seems so obvious because, like, when I say Cinderella, you're like, oh,
Oh,
the pumpkin.
I always forget about the pumpkin in the carriage and yeah, okay, that makes
Apparently, it's the first time the word pumpkin was
sense. Oh,
used. At the time, the term for the gourd was los. It was like los gordes or something. And it was.
oh,
I'm saying that like it's Spanish, but it's not. It was French, and then
what-
it translated to Pompeian, not
oh,
Papillon, but Pompeian. And they said pumpkin in Cinderella. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe for children. I don't know. But that's the first time
yeah,
anyone used the word pumpkin.
interesting. I did not know that.
Thank you, Cinderella.
Right?
The original jack-o'-lanterns were made with potatoes and turnips.
Hmm.
By people from which European nation? If you think about it hard enough, potatoes and turnips.
European nation?
For as a hint, the Brits used beets. So it's not the British people.
Is it the Irish?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Potatoes, come through my Irish
that's what
heritage.
I thought. I was like, okay, well, I'm Scotch Irish, and if I get this wrong and it is Irish, I'm gonna feel really silly.
Yes, the Irish invented the jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's cool.
I love it. Also, I did learn that like the fastest carved jack-o'-lantern in history, you had to carve like two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. The guy did it in like 16 seconds. Fucking
Oh,
freak.
impressive.
Freak.
Yeah.
Um, ooh, guess how many pounds of pumpkin are produced in the United States every year?
Oh gosh, I'm sure it's some insane astronomical
It's
number,
insane.
like 500 billion. I'm just shooting.
1.5 billion pounds
Oh geez,
of pumpkin every year.
I was halfway there.
Which is funny because actually, the percentage of people buying actual pumpkins
Yeah,
has gone down since
yeah.
the birth of pumpkin spiced things.
Yeah, people get their pumpkin fix. They're like, I'll just go to Starbucks for it, thanks.
Right? Isn't that weird to think like, oh, I can just get a pumpkin spice Pop Tart. I don't need to get a real ass pumpkin.
Or even if you think about it, like they make the pumpkin in the can now, and it's like you can make pumpkin pie so easy. You don't need a real pumpkin. It's like
No.
way too much maintenance.
I feel like most parents just did the pumpkin carving for pumpkin seeds and pumpkin guts for pie just to distract the child for an hour. Just like,
Yeah,
do this.
yeah, that's maybe how it started. It was just a big distraction.
It's kind of a very early child rearing child tactic. Here's a knife and a dangerous gourd. Go at it. Okay. Which U.S. state produces 95% of the U.S.'s pumpkins?
Mm. Who has the most pumpkins? It's got to be somewhere in like the Midwest, right?
Mm-hmm. You right
Mm.
there.
I don't know. I don't know.
Illinois. I don't know what, 95%. Also,
That's a lot.
80% of the pumpkins grown in the United States, 80% of them
Yeah.
are only available in October.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to, I guess
I
it's,
know it makes me sound dumb. It's like, yes, Rebecca, when are pumpkin patches a thing? Yes, of course. But it blows my mind that it's only 1 month a year that we get this random ass fruit.
yeah,
Yes.
that's true. Yeah. Well, when you think of like seasonally how vegetables and fruits come and grow and go, some of them do go really fast. So
Right? It seems odd.
it is
Uh,
kind of odd though.
ooh, oh yes, I did see this. This isn't a question, but it was a fact about pumpkin spice lattes that I found to be a little bit. I didn't believe it. According to CNBC in 2019, just 8% of pumpkin spice latte customers buy the drink 3 or more times during the offered time. According to NPD data, it's considerably more common for pumpkin spice latte lovers to buy the indulgent drink just one time. About 72% of customers do this, while about a fifth buy it no more than twice a week. So why the hell does the world, okay, if that is truly how little people actually go and get pumpkin spice lattes,
Yeah.
Why is it a global phenomenon?
Uh, it's I think it's become something that people can make fun of a demographic for.
Right? Like that's what
Yeah.
makes me laugh. Is like it's the most American thing to
Yeah.
make fun of something that 72% of the world doesn't overindulge in and pretend that they indulge in it.
Well, and
To
it's also the companies too, the advertising and everything. They like advertise it like it's this huge, huge, huge thing. And I mean, if those are the real numbers, we're just getting the advertisements pushed on us. So then people are like, should I go buy one? I don't know. I mean, it's
like it,
everywhere.
also it makes me think, is this like when your doctor asks how many alcoholic beverages a week you have and you say three, and that's three an hour on a Wednesday?
That's
Like
true.
I
Is that the survey? Like when you go to the doctor, that's the survey. Those are the numbers that they're using for your
right. How
statistics.
many pumpkin spice lattes do you have in a week? And then you Google it and find out there's almost 400 calories and almost 80 carbs in one. And you're like,
Yeah.
I have one. I just have one.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I just sip one that a friend or one of my sisters has probably once a year. That's enough for me. I'm like, that's enough.
That's a lot. I mean, it's just pumpkin pie spice in a
Yeah.
latte. I can't. Also,
Yeah.
it used to be called like the full harvest latte or something. And I think they just thought it sounded too much like a Panera salad. And you're like, no, we'll do pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Um,
None
ooh,
of
how many pumpkin spice lattes were sold at Starbucks as of 2018?
that. Ooh. Ooh. So up until the point where it first was birthed.
Yeah, it was like 2014 to 2018.
Okay, so 4 years. Oh, I bet it was. Was it another ridiculous number like billion in the billions?
It's in the millions this time.
Okay, in the millions. I'm gonna say like 385 million.
See, I think maybe this is why we believe everyone loves it. It's only 200 million.
Oh, I was way off.
Oh, Andy McIntyre guessed 60 million, 600 million, very close. Brian Wolf said, did anybody really want pumpkin spice Cheerios? Did anybody ask for those?
That's what I'm
No
saying.
one asked.
Yeah, it's like it's just a bunch of like people being like, I don't know, marketers taking advantage of the season or whatever.
Okay, this one's a fall movie question. What movie did Leonardo DiCaprio turn down a leading role in for What's Eating Gilbert Grape? He turned down a movie role. He turned down this movie to do What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh my
And
gosh,
it is like a Halloween fall time classic.
fall time classic. Is it like specifically like a Disney movie or it was not a Disney movie?
It's not Disney, but it's damn close.
It's not Hocus Pocus, is it?
Yeah, he turned down the role of the older brother.
Oh, the older brother, yeah. And then that kid never did anything else ever.
Never did a thing. Honestly, maybe Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, in all honesty, I don't think What's Eating Gilbert Grape aged that well.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as Our President Mocking a Reporter. It's pretty bad as far as ableist. But
it's still like a kind of a classic though. Like it's still like everyone knows it. Like more people
everyone.
probably know that movie than know Hocus Pocus, but a lot of people know Hocus Pocus.
Actually, I'm gonna ask the people who are watching right now. Would you rather, is Hocus Pocus your go-to Halloween movie, or do
I
you
will.
like What's Eating Gilbert? I grew up on What's Eating Gilbert Grape was like the first movie I remember seeing as a kid that I was like, this is cinema. I was like, this is a movie.
I want to be about this.
I want to be an actor like he
go.
is. I want to push boundaries. Okay, which famous actor is actually the Michael Myers mask but painted white?
Hold on, I know this. I just heard this recently. Hold on. Is it from Ghost? Why can I not think of anyone's names? The actor from Ghost. No, it's William Shatner.
Yep. Ding ding ding. There are rumors that that the production designer showed up with two masks. One was an evil clown, and the other one was William Shatner, specifically as Captain Kirk.
As Captain Kirk, yeah, that was what I'd heard.
And the two stories that I keep finding are one that he turned it inside out, and then the other rumor is that he painted it white, all white.
Creepy.
Don't know which one it was, but either way, it was the Shat.
I mean, it was also cheap, so they made it work.
Exactly. Oh, see, Andy McIntyre says, "What's Eating Gilbert Grape was good. Leo did push the characterization a bit, but he was awful young then." You know what? I think that's true. He was literally a teenager.
Yeah,
Got to give him some
he'd
credit
only
there.
been
Also,
doing what, growing pains at that point, or maybe was What's Eating Gilbert Grape before growing pains? I don't know.
I know, right? Oh, Kim says Hocus Pocus is Disney. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize Hocus Pocus owned Disney. I should have known that.
I feel like that's where I saw it growing up, was like on Disney Channel.
I don't even know how I forgot to mention this, but Kim Stacy, my co-host, is actually in a pumpkin spice poopery commercial. I completely forgot about this. We're gonna post it in the comments.
Yes.
She's so funny, but she's literally, I'm not gonna spoiler alert, she chugs a bunch of pumpkin spice and it's great.
Oh my gosh, I gotta go watch that later.
Okay, so my second to last question is the most popular Halloween candy. Do you know it? Can you guess it? Comment below if you know what the most popular Halloween candy is.
Am I supposed to guess it right now?
Yes. What are your predictions?
I mean, candy corn is up there, but I feel like it's the most popular just because it only gets bought one time a year, but no one likes candy corn. I mean,
it's awful.
Candy corn's definitely, it's like Swedish fish, you know, like no one really likes it, but people eat it anyway. I would say candy corn.
I love Swedish fish, but I would never eat a candy corn. I don't know why.
Or maybe Reese's. Would Reese's be like the most popular Halloween candy?
It's not bad. Andy McIntyre says footlong Snickers. It's actually Skittles.
Skittles. Huh. Oh no.
I don't know if I ever really remember getting a high abundance of Skittles, but apparently this is a cumulative list that's like over the last decade, the most popularly bought.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they have, oh yeah, Jonathan, Kim's boyfriend, says candy corn equals 2 barfing emojis. That is exactly what it is.
It totally does. You eat it and you're like, you eat the first one and you're kind of like, this is, before you can even think, this isn't that bad, you are like spitting it out.
Yeah, you're like, why is it disintegrating in my mouth? Actually, candy corn used to be called chicken feed.
Oh, I guess it kind of does look like chicken feed, sort of, because they just feed.
Yeah, like that was the point. That you right? It's like, oh, it's chicken feed, but like no kid was like, hey, do you want to go to the store and get some chicken feed?
Chicken feed?
No.
Yeah.
They lucked out with beaver nuggets. Okay. This is the last question. What do you think was the most popular dog costume in 2019?
2019. That shit was like a shark.
My dog was a shark that year. No, it was a pumpkin.
A pumpkin?
How unoriginal.
Yeah.
I thought because human-wise that year, it was the scary clown. Everyone was it last year.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think you'd see some scary dog costumes, like some little Georgie dogs or like a dog dressed as a paper boat?
I mean, or even something funny. Like, I love the little costumes where they have the feet and it looks like they're like, and then they run by. Yeah, those are hilarious. But a pumpkin, how boring.
A pumpkin, so dumb.
Yes.
Brian Wolf says Skittles. I demand a recount. I honestly do too. Maybe they're counting it because they're counting individual Skittles.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, people are just giving 1 Skittle per kid.
They're rigging it. All right, well, that is my pumpkin spice quiz, and it is officially time for us to hear one last song from Andrea. But before we do that and come back to the closer, I want to say thank you again to all of the people watching. If you have a last-minute question you want to ask Andrea before we get out of here, comment below, and we will ask it in the final interview. So give it up one more time for Andrea Young, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. All right. Cool. I'm going to do one more that is going on my 5-track EP. That I am going into the studio to record this week, actually, with a good friend of mine. It's called Take It As It Comes. Try to keep his eyes on the setting sun. Don't look too close and don't close too long. Do you ever wanna run? Take it as it comes. In this life, all we have is one last name to claim and story to tell someone. Do you ever wanna run? Take it as it comes. Just a little shorty.
Oh God, sorry, my dog walked across my whole board. That was terrifying. Hello, welcome back. This is Andrea Young on Comedians and Musicians. I posted Kim's poopery video in the comments, so you are more than welcome to view. If you had an awesome time tonight, please consider joining our Patreon patronage. We depend on it really to get to do this every week and help showcase all the artists in your community that we are trying so desperately to keep alive. And if you had an excellent time with Andrea, please find the pinned comment and tip them on PayPal. That is how we can help continue to support one another, and we really appreciate every ounce of time and money and comment that you guys have spent and pressed enter for. So thank you for all of that. Andrea, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you taking time.
Thanks for having me, Becky Joe. It was fun.
Absolutely. Thank you again. And we're going to film some exclusive content here for a hot second. But if you want to see it, join our Patreon and you can check that shit out. Maybe you'll even get a t-shirt. Who knows? You're an adult. Do you? Andrea, where can people follow you, like you, subscribe to you on the internet?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Pretty much every social media handle is just my first name and last name, Andrea Young, and then music. So I'm on Instagram at Andrea Young Music. I'm also on Facebook, just Andrea Young Music. And then I have a website, AndreaYoungMusic.com. I also have my band with my boyfriend. We kind of co-front a band called the Wicked River Band. And you can find us at the Wicked River Band on Instagram. And we're about to drop a couple of singles soon too. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
And look out, she's about to get into the studio this week, so look out for an EP coming out very soon. And keep posting on that. So follow Andrea on all those things and you'll be able to stay tuned. Thanks again. Okay, bye y'all. We'll see you next week. Peace.